Still mad. Still mad. Let's get into it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Star Season 1, Episode 8. And as I said, yes, I'm still mad. Anyway, let's just start off right here. Because it did start off funny. Okay, so you know when we left, Alexandria was being booked. So Alex is in jail, and her mother shows up to get her, bail her out. She actually called the lawyer, and the lawyer came to get her bailed out, but the lawyer actually told the mother, so the mother showed up. Baby, when I tell you the mother rolled up on Carlotta, baby, and pushed her and said, I trusted you, Carol. She said, bitch, my name is not Carol. My name is Carlotta. Child, I fell out. I love Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell can play herself, honey, anytime. Just a rich, stinking bitch, honey. I loved her. Honey, she told her just as good, honey. I trusted you, Carol. Anyway, so throughout this whole thing, and we're going to roll through this. I'm not going to relive this whole bullshit. Throughout the whole episode, it was a whole thing about Derek. Derek is in jail. They put a $250,000 bond on Derek, so they need $25,000 to get him out. So throughout the episode, the girls tried to get Star to get Hunter to give the $25,000 to get him out because he has money. And what is this? A drop in the bucket for him. Well, Star goes and fucks Hunter and then asks Hunter for the money. When he gets done fucking her, he basically asks her, do you think I'm some type of trick? You know, it's all about money with you. He ended up cussing her out, calling her a slut. She got smart, called him a little mama's bitch, and he smacked the dog shit out of her. And, yeah, he cold cocked the fuck out of her. I said, oh, girl, he got you, bitch. That bitch grabbed her little stuff and left out. Her little feelings was just as hurt, but you could tell she used to getting her ass beat. She used to being called a tramp. You know, she's useless. She really is. She's just as useless as she could be. So she goes on off about her business. The girls tell Alexandra, well, why don't you get it from your mother? She's like, hell no, I ain't even fooling with her like that. So they come up with the idea of doing a fundraiser. Don't they always? I don't know what neighborhood they live in, but I could come up with the idea to do a fundraiser. Honey, these motherfuckers around here will be like, you want the gymnasium? Okay, well, we're going to need $500 or $600. You know, I don't know where they live, honey, but whatever. So they got everything together. They're going to throw this fundraiser to raise this $25,000. Bam, no problem. In the midst of all of that, you got Hyle over here. He finds out someone had actually uploaded the video from the girls doing their performance at the protest, and it was really doing, it hasn't gone viral, but it had like literally 30,000 hits in like a day. And a friend of his, that's a producer, contacted him and was like, you know what, the Spanish chick was a great asset to what was going on because that brings in the whole Latino market. So he has a bright idea. Naturally, I'm going to add Ava to the group. So now we got a Destiny's Child. There's 4 of them. So we have all that go on. And they waited until the whole end of the thing. So they ended up performing they performed Waterfalls. TLC. They performed that. You know, they did their own little mix of that for the fundraiser and all that. They only raised $14,000 and some change. So it's like right under $15,000 at the fundraiser to get um, Derek out of jail with his fine little self looking just like his daddy. Baby, he looks, the more we go on, he looks just like his dad. Just as fine as I'll be sure ever was, honey. I said, ooh, you better go ahead, honey. Anyway, so, and let me throw in a little bit of hypocrisy. Remember how grandma's ass went the fuck off just at the sight of Star? Because she hates a white bitch? Oh, I hate this one. I don't like no white bitch. Y'all talk about his mother because his mother was obviously white as well. And grandma go off when the white bitch showed up to raise some money to get his half white ass out of jail. I see her drunk and had up ass, wasn't saying nothing. See, that's the hypocrisy of our people. Everything's wrong with you until I need you. Same thing with Cotton. Everything's wrong with Cotton until you need her to do something. Don't fucking get me started. Anyway, anyhow. But yeah, grandma took her drunk ass on, bitch. Missy Elliott showed up as well. That was very Lee Daniels and Empire-esque. Hunter showed up. Oh, I brought my good friend Pumpkin. Pumpkin is Missy Elliott, and she performed a little bit, and of course Pumpkin knew Carlotta right when Star was trying to introduce herself to Pumpkin and everything. Said, "Oh, I would love to work with you." You know how she does. You know she's a scratcher and a climber, honey. She just eased over there without the rest of the group. You know how Star is. I love how she's so Diana Ross esque. You know, it's really all about me. Oh, but I am part of a group, but it really is all about me. She's very much that way until the group makes a decision without her, and then her feelings is always to her. The bitch ain't shit. Anyway, um, Pumpkin knew Mary. She said, "Girl, whatever happened to that white girl, Mary?" She said, "That's her baby." You know, this, that thing, the other. Star immediately got irritated because she's so angry with her mother. Like you're angry because her mother was a junkie. And girl, sit down. Your mother's dead. It let it go. It is what it is. Can't rewrite the past. It is what it is. She gave you up for adoption. She really didn't give you up for adoption. She did the best that she could do. She was a junkie bitch. It was what it was. Sit down. Anyhow, so we end up going back and forth. Alexandria ends up saying to her mother, "Listen, I decided that I really don't want to be with him because he's in jail, really trying to justify that he's going to take a plea deal for a crime he didn't commit. And if you can't stand up for yourself, no, I don't want that kind of man." And her mother's like, "It's for the best, darling. I'm telling you." He's just out. And when she said this, it really fucked me up. I said, there's some truth to that. When she told him he wants fame just like everybody else, he just wants it in a different type of way. You know what? People who lead activist groups and stuff, a lot of time, that shit is very much true of them. They want to be the next Rosa Parks, the next Martin Luther King. They want that prestige the same way that Beyonce wants to be the it girl, the same way that Diana Ross wanted to be the it girl. Michael Jackson wanted to be the it boy. You know, it made a lot of sense. I said, "Girl, you better speak on it, Miss Naomi, honey." Anyway, but she told her mother that, told her mother, "You know what, I'm coming home, but when I do, before I come home, I do want to help him. So I need $10,000 to get him out of jail, and I'm coming home." She was lying, child. She got the 10,000, got the dick out of jail, honey, and went to sit on it, honey, and told her mother, "Girl, I ain't coming home, child. I'm going over here on this piece of yellow meat, honey. And yeah, girl, I'll get back with you, bitch." I said, "Girl, you a mess." So anyway, in the meantime, between time, Hyle brings Ava down to a rehearsal with the girls and lets the girls know, "I had a great idea. It seems as though the competition is going to be even more stiff than what we thought it was. When we get to Atlanta, we're going to add Ava to the group." And strangely enough, Star was like, "Oh, okay, that's a great idea." And the girls were like, "Oh, okay, All right, cool. Star was like, yeah, so Ava will be a part of the group now. And Ava's smiling because everybody's really expecting Star to give them some pushback. And Star was like, that's all cool. It's good. All right, so when we get ready to rehearse, oh, by the way, I quit and walked the fuck on out the door. I said, work, Star, bitch. Now, that's the first time I actually agreed with her. Fuck y'all. Y'all go ahead. And the worker is, there really ain't no issue with that because she ain't really wanting to be part of the group anyway. She really wants to be Star. So fuck it. And that bitch got she has everything in her hand to do what it is that she needs to do for her. So really and truly, the way things are set up on this show right now, that would be the best thing for Star to walk the fuck off and do what she's going to do and Ava to join them too. But Ava was going to do them the same way Star did them. The bad thing is they all could stand on their own, really. But you ain't never going to tell him that. But he just stupid because you could have 4 motherfucking number 1 stars as opposed to trying to make one group and they all fight, you dumb bastard. But anyway, anyway, I guess it's hard enough to get 1 girl signed, let alone 4. Anyway, okay, so let's go to the pièce de résistance, honey, which is Cotton versus the motherfucking stinking ass goddamn pastor versus her rotten ass cocksucking mammy. Let's go. So, Carlotta and Pastor Can't Get Right is standing up there in the salon up at each other's face. Carlotta's outside in the car talking to Mr. Wood. And they going back and forth, and then he goes to lean in to kiss her, and she told him, you know what, it's come time. I got to tell you something, honey. So she had to go spill her tea, baby, and let him know. I wasn't born as a woman. I will be a full-fledged woman shortly. I'm all scheduled for my surgery and everything like that. But at this point, honey, if you reach down there, honey, bet your body chip, honey. So he kind of looked at her and, you know, I was like, okay, so I'm waiting, like, what's getting ready to happen, baby? Is they get ready to rumble or, you know, because you never know which way it's going to go, child. It's going to be either you're going to be cool with it or we're going to rumble or what we're going to do, you know. And he looked over at her and she says, yeah. He said, so you're not? He said, well, you're one of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen. And she says, yeah, but I still have a penis between my legs. Baby, why'd she say that? So I'm waiting on somebody to get the swinging, baby. He got the grinning like, you got a dick, bitch. Ooh, chicks with dicks. Yeah, honey. I said, oh. I was like, okay. Honey, he was all on board, honey. I said, oh, look at him, honey. I was like, yes. He wanted some of all of it, honey. I said, oh, my girl, you got you one, honey. Child, yes, indeed. Well, and this is good for the public to see. I know how all this works, but child, yes, there are men out there, and there's a bunch of them, honey. You know some of them. They like chicks. Honey, they like them. They like it just like that. So that's going to be the next thing to see. Is he really going to be up for her actually getting her gender reassignment? Because, child. So that's going to be interesting. But anyway, he's with it. He loves her. He done fallen in love with Cotton, and it is what it is. It's a beautiful thing. Fabulous. Ain't nothing like somebody that love you for you, no matter how different you are. Bitch, go ahead, Cotton, bitch. But anyway, so he brings her. He wants to walk her into the house. So he walks her into the house, and he was so nice. And you know he got money, so you know he know how to act. He comes in, very proper. He shakes the hand of the pastor. He goes to shake Carlotta's hand. Baby Carlotta gave him Miss Piggy tease, honey. Just as rude, honey. So the pastor said, well, I'm going to get on out of here and go. Mr. Wu told Cotton, well, thank you for a lovely evening. I'll talk with you later. And he told her, and Mrs. I think it's Wallace or Wilson, told her it was really nice meeting you. I hope to see you again. And went on, even with all her rude ass shit. That bitch sitting up there with that old tight ass wig on, honey, looking at him. And I said, oh, she's so ignorant. So then he leaves out. She look over there, Cotton, gonna tell her, The nerve of you to be standing up in here and going to bring a John up in my house. And she said, what? The nerve of you to be sitting in there and screwing your pastor. Baby, when I tell you, Carlotta turned into Cleo from Set It Off, honey, and reached back, honey, and gave Cotton. I said, oh! Girl, she cold cocked the shit out of Cotton, honey. And Cotton looked at her, honey, and she gonna say, that wasn't no John. He was a real date. He likes me, mama. I said, got one up on you, bitch. Because does your man really like you? He ain't brought you out to the congregation yet, bitch. So really, Carlotta, bitch? I said, and the way you reach back and bust her up, honey, it looked like a WWF fight between two men, honey. I said, girl. Anyway, so then Cotton was going on up the thing. And then, that bitch had the nerve. She said, whether you like it or not, mama, I'm who I am. I'm going to get my surgery next week. This, that, thing, the other. That bitch looked her in her face. Again, here we go with these people, honey. Why can't you just hold up on that? Derek sure could use that money. Derek sure could use what money? I know good and well you ain't just stood and asked your son to give his pussy money to the motherfucking neighbor who's in jail to get out of jail. Are you kidding? As we go on, I hate Carlotta. I hate her. I hate her for everything that she is. She is a loser. Do you understand me? She's a fucking loser. And all this, I love Cotton. No, you don't. No, you don't. You love the idea that you had a baby and that Bible says you're supposed to love the baby. And you don't even follow that all that well. You're listening to whatever. You love her somewhat, you hate her so, but you don't love Cotton, bitch. You really don't. Then we found out that Cotton was actually named Cotton by an old pimp of hers. So why are you even calling him Cotton or calling her Cotton? You didn't name her Cotton. That shit came from out in the street. And you embraced that. But you having such a hard time with embracing everything. You are so full of shit. You tight wig wearing, fucking down to the church ass bitch. Anyway, and that just pissed me off. Give the money to Derek. Fuck Derek. Oh, I'd have had some shit to say to her. I'd have really turned it. I'd have probably got hit again. Because you know what I'd have told her? See, I'm great go there. Girl, if that had been my mother, she'd have told me, why don't you take that money and give it to Derek? I told her, girl, Derek's already down to the jail. The only thing I got to give Derek is some of this dick, honey, and I think he'll be willing to take it. I'm going to give him some of this before I get rid of it. How about that, bitch? I'd have probably got popped again. I'd have went there. Anyway, woo! Lord have mercy. Anyway, Cotton went on up the steps, went on about her business. So later on, Carlotta goes up to her, she always apologizes, old punk ass bitch. Oh yeah, no, I love you, this, that, the other. So she's like, do you mean I support you? Lies and garbage. Okay, mama. But that's children. They fall into the shit because they so want the acceptance of their parent. I'm so glad my mother's not that foolish, Eddie. But anyway, so they go on, and she ends up saying, well, I'm going to call Pastor Harris and have him come to pray for us. So you've posed it in a way, yes, he's going to come down to pray for our union, that, we can stay strong and in Jesus. And that's what she told her. I know you believe in Jesus. I know you know Jesus. And I know, that kind of thing. So when it all goes down, the next day, Pastor Harris brings his ass on down there. And he's going to pray for Cotton and for Carlotta. So they're sitting at the table, and he's, hand in hand with Cotton. And it quickly went left. He starts preaching, and he's asking the Lord to intervene and make sure that the bond between Cotton and and Carlotta could build and this, that, thing, and the other. And then the next thing I know, he's talking about getting rid of demons that are in her, and she's overrun by a demon, and bring Arnold back. And then he, next thing you know, he got his hand on her good motherfucking Malaysian hair weave, honey, and talk about um like he's doing an exorcism, bitch, and talking about say it, I am a man. Say it, I am a man. I said, girl, Cotton, girl, you different than me, girl. Cause I would have gave him some motherfucking Reagan, honey. I'd have played the game right along with him, honey. I would have spun my head around, honey, and I'd have said, your mother sucks cocks in hell. I sure would. So I would have gave him the exorcist. You want to play exorcist? Then let's play, honey. I'd have spit up and everything, honey. Girl, I would have turned it, honey. But Carlotta sitting over there looking like she was shocked at first. Cotton's crying, looking at his mother like, are you going to make him stop? No, you know your mother's not going to stop with her old dick-sucking ass. She sat over there looking stupid. And then the next thing I know, Cotton is she just broke. She just broke. She was just done with it. I looked over. The scene was a mess. When I tell you my heat register was this high, that baby was laying over on that floor, just too through. Carlotta standing there looking stupid. And the pastor looking like, yeah, I did that. Girl, I'm telling you, Cotton, girl, when it went different, girl, girl, and go for it, girl. I'm telling you, you could have turned it, bitch. But anyway, so she ends up getting up and she says, Mommy, I can't believe you did that, Mama. You set me up. You set me up. And she ran up the steps. Carlotta's still standing there, ain't saying nothing. So then she looks at Pastor Bobby and tells him, get out. Get out. And he gonna look at her and say, what? You asked for my help. Smacking shit down. Not the main pastor smacking shit down, knocking shit over. And he gonna say, you asked for my help. Y'all both confused. I said, oh, girl, no ma'am. So he went on out about his business. The next time we see Carlotta, now she don't know what to do now because she done fucked up so bad. I don't know, and I'm taking it she wasn't as much bothered by the fact that Cotton was broke down because she never even went to Cotton, okay? She was broke down about the fact that she had fucked up the dick with Bobby. That's what I got, bitch. Anyway, Cotton's upstairs. Actually, Cotton's standing there with a motherfucking pistol at her head. And in the midst of all that, Star came in and was like, what? What are you doing? So put that guy, she'll say, go ahead, bitch. Do it. Blow your brains out, bitch. Go ahead on. Shoot yourself. Are you crazy, bitch? Put that goddamn gun down. So I don't even know what happened, but it don't make no difference. Ain't nothing that bad. Bitch, are you crazy? I'm not going to sit up in here and try to clean all that blood and shit out of them motherfucking sparkly ass blinds and shit you got up in here. And God bust out laughing. I said, you know what? And that's how they softened the scene. And she started laughing. She put the gun down. And she's like, girl, I know your mother may not always be right, but at least you got a mother, and all of that. And she said, whatever. And they kind of like smoothed over the scene like that. And that was cool. And then the next we just see Pastor Bobby down at the church. And now, Lee, you backpedaling and pussy popping. And I can't let you slide, boo. I love Lee Daniels. Yes, I do. But your motherfucking ass backpedaled and pussy popped. Then we got the pastor down there, and he's like, he pulls his clergy thing off, and he's like, I'm so sorry, God, I've sinned. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Because through the way, I don't think he ever dealt with that before, and the way that it all fell out, and it just seemed to have made everything even worse. And now he don't know whether he's gonna get any more cakes and pies and pussy. He's like really feeling some kind of way. And he was trying to repent his sin. Because you just ran another soul. Because that's what you did. She's not going to fuck with church no more. She's not going to fuck with church no more. You can believe that. You ran a soul away from the Lord. And guess what that is? Sin. A big one. Y'all like to give it levels, that's a big one, honey. You ran a soul away from the Christ. That ain't too hot. But anyway, so that's what basically happened. Let me tell you what I wish would have happened, which is the thing that I fell in love with Lee Daniels and his work for. And I guess he couldn't do it for this show, but I love Amaya Scott. I love her to death, and I think she's doing a fabulous job with this. Oh, and you see, I didn't notice that little dance number, that little rap song that they did. That shit was corny. Anyway, I wish that Cotton would have blown her brains out in the grand scheme of things, and the real of it all, with everything, all the heightened emotion and all that. I wanted her. I wish she would have blown her brains out. I would have loved to see the aftermath of how Carlotta would just unpeel like a motherfucking grape, and the pastor. I would have loved to see that dark side of how would they have dealt with that. How would that be dealt with after that went down like that? Would she forgive him? Would she continue screwing around with him? Would she stay so in love with the church and the Bible and all of its good? But that's just that dark side of me. That's the dark side of me, and I know television, regular television, is not ready for that. But I promise you, if that little scene would have took place in one of my books, baby, Cotton's brains would have been all over the wall. But that's just me, I'm cynical. So, but anyway, I've said enough. Y'all probably are looking at the screen like, what in the hell? You talked about The Exorcist, and now you blowing Cotton's brains off. Hey, that's James. It is what it is. But I'll talk to y'all next week. All right, later. One last thing before I go. Yeah, they found Otis. They identified Otis, and they found Otis's car. This fucking dead ass. All right.